Hey, welcome back everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Use Jester. My name is Junior. Let's talk about this little thing called Star Wars. As you may know in my videos, I just recently got into Star Wars 3.75 of October of last year. And ever since then, my collection has kind of blossomed into this thing right now. Don't mind Batman and the captain over there. I'm just messing around with scaling. But yeah, so one of the things I came from Black Series Star Wars, and I went into 3.75. And one of the things I learned about 3.75 is that as impressive as having a lot of figures in this line, it is even more impressive when that amount of figures and all stuff is actually stormtroopers. So I started concentrating my collection of Star Wars 3.75 and getting these Imperial troops formation and everything. So this is obviously kind of around the time frame of the Star Wars 4, 5, and 6, the New Hope series. And obviously, this section is with the 1, 2, and 3 series, with the Clone Wars and the Republic. And then, of course, I still have some Stormtroopers over here, but they're mixed in with the Night Troopers. But then this part is with the 789 with the Force Awakens Kylo Ren series. So after I did all of this stuff, I realized, okay, I'm done with Star Wars. I'm happy with it. I was done with Black Series and everything, because I concentrated on the 3.75. But of course, when you're searching for Star Wars figures, Star Wars action figures, even though you limited your search to 3.75, it's always possible that certain things from Star Wars would bleed through, and that searches would also contain Star Wars Black Series figures. And even though my main concentration at that time was Star Wars 3.75, there were still things in Black Series that kind of interested me, but mostly because the prices was something that came up at me. You know, Black Series is at least $20 a figure, right? But when I'm seeing deals on Black Series at $8 a figure, I can't help but buy it. $8, $8. That's even cheaper than a 3.75 brand new Star Wars. So I got some Black Series figures. Um, and when I finished or somewhat finished my 3.75 collection, I didn't really think I was gonna go into Black Series anymore, right? Well, what you're looking at right now is my Black Series troops that I started building up since February of this year. That's right, February. So less than a month and a half ago. I know it's March right now, but I probably started like at the beginning of February when this thing started blowing up. And this is just the Imperial side. And yeah, unexpected. And these are not expensive. These are, I'm talking about, I think I averaged at around $8.26 a figure. $8.26 on a Black Series figure. God. And these Purge Stormtroopers, they were $19 for the 2-pack that comes with the droid. And then I just got lucky with some of the lots. They're like some lots were $5, average at $5 each. Some lot average at $10 each. But in the end, they all averaged out to $8.26. Now I'm done with the Black Series. Uh, there's still a few more maybe that I'm kind of interested in. I think I bought 5 of the new Mandalorian Elite Praetorian Guards because I really do like their design. I like the reds in there. I'm trying to get it. So anyway, so one of the things I learned with Star Wars is it's so much more impressive when you have a whole row of troop building capabilities. And this ends my Black Series for now. Well, at least I'm not buying lots anymore. But the thing is, I didn't really start Star Wars with the Black Series. I did, and I'm going backwards, right? So my last Star Wars collection was mainly on 3.75, but before that, it was a Black Series. Before the Black Series, I mainly collected Star Wars in the Hot Toys collection. Yeah, I started big. And then went down to Black Series because Hot Toys were getting too expensive. This Darth Vader over here, when I first purchased it, it was going for like $240. This is the first Hot Toys Darth Vader they put out. And originally my plan for the Hot Toys Star Wars, because it's so expansive, there's so many characters in there, and it was expensive. So I decided that with the Hot Toys, I only want the core characters from the New Hope. The New Hope. So I wanted Darth Vader, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Princess Leia, Han Solo, Chewbacca, C-3PO, and R2-D2. That was the everything of my Hot Toys at the time. And I stopped there because it was expensive. Well, obviously, this whole thing happened after the 3.75, when I learned it would be so much cooler to get Imperial troops. And I've always wanted, with my Darth Vader, a lot of stormtroopers for my Hot Toys. And I'm like, but of course they're expensive, right? Well, I was in contact with somebody, and they were and I bought some stuff from them, Star Wars Hot Toys, which led to these two over here. These are Hot Toys 1/6 scale stormtroopers, and he sold them for me at $150 each, these two over here. So I was like, oh my god, okay, that's all I need, because I really just need stormtroopers for the pair beside Darth Vader. But while I was waiting for this deal, and I was looking at the Hot Toys Stormtrooper, I saw, again, this is during my search for the now I was looking for Star Wars Black Series. So during my search of Star Wars Black Series, these Hot Toys keep popping up, because I would put in Star Wars Stormtrooper and Hot Toys would pop in. So I bought this guy for $100, but he only came with, actually I bought this guy for $100. So he only came with the pauldron, the backpack, and that's it. He did not come with the cannon over here, as you can see on his side. No, he did not. That's how he came in. And then I think about a week ago, again, I was just making a joke. I got him for $106. I was just messing around. I saw another one of him pop up over here, which was boxed, fully boxed. Everything was in it, including the cannons, 4 extra pairs of hands, and everything. It's complete. And the initial bid was for $100 with $6 shipping. So I was like, you know what? Let me bid on it. I don't care if I get it or not, but I'm only gonna bid $100. Nobody else bid on it, so I got it for $100, $6 shipping plus tax. It ended up being $115. God, $115 for a Hot Toys. That is freaking cheap, right? So now you're thinking, well, okay, so wait, that's more than 4. Yes, there's more than 4. These two are $150 each. This is $100. But what about these other stormtroopers? Now here's the thing, right? So I told you guys this one over here only came with a cannon. So I was looking for a blaster I can put in his hands, so that he doesn't have to always have the cannon on. Now, as you know, Star Wars 12-inch has been here before Hot Toys. Before Hot Toys, it was Sideshow. Before Sideshow, it was Hasbro. And then before Hasbro, it was Kenner. The 12-inch lines that are basically just dolls, right? So when I was looking for a blaster for this guy, I wasn't looking for a Hot Toys blaster, because those would be around $50 just for the blaster alone. I was looking for the Hasbro or the Kenner one, and the ones that I did find They were like $10. So okay, I was like looking, 12-inch Stormtrooper blaster, and all that stuff. Of course, when you do that kind of a search, other things will pop up. What do we mean by other things? Enter Interactech Star Wars Rogue One from Hasbro. This is just a toy, and it had a backpack, flight backpack, a blaster, which is what I was looking for, and it just so happens it came with this really weird looking electronic Stormtrooper. So now that piqued my interest. This really did pique my interest. Let me take it out of packaging while we talk about this. So how big are these? Because some of these 12-inch toys, and it does say 12-inch, they don't really are, they're not really 12-inch. They're like 11 and a half. There's another version of this that says Disney. And that one was actually 13 and a half. So in order for me to know what the sorry, this guy's just really noisy. He's also motion activated. So in order for me to know more about this, I went onto YouTube, and there's like 2 or 3 reviews on them, but nothing in terms of like with a measuring tape to let me know how it is. And obviously most of the guys who were reviewing it didn't even think about reviewing it alongside a Star Wars Hot Toys to see if it even fit in that collection. So what I did was I bought one that was $10, very beaten up and all that stuff, and I saw how good it looked. Now, here is the jetpack that comes with it. Very, very simple. Here, and that one that he's holding is actually this blaster. But from what he's holding, you really almost can't tell from that to that. That's a Hot Toys blaster. This is an Interactech blaster. In the background, you really can't tell. And so here's the toy as he comes. Now here's the thing, right? So that's all the movement you get. That's it. There's nothing on the elbow, this thing on the wrist, nothing on the waist. The legs only goes that, and that's it for the articulation for this figure. But, and those are the cons with this one, but for what it is, if you look, can you tell among all these Stormtroopers which ones exactly are Interactech from the way I have them displayed? You can't, right? Because amazingly enough, the helmet on the Interactech and the Hot Toys, they're almost exactly the same. They're almost exactly the same. There are differences if you look at them close up. And then the chest armor piece is also almost exactly the same. Now, the difference that you will see, and I'll point it out to you as I bring these two side by side, is you can see that the Hot Toys has the fabric undercloth over here, which has a big gap. This one doesn't, right? And then the other difference is, as you notice here on the crotch area, the fabric is also showing more, and this one doesn't have anything. And then the final difference is basically the width of the waist and how high the belt is on that one. Now, as I put this back on here, if you look at my display, none of that is that visible when you're looking at my display of Stormtroopers at this point. What is visible is mostly the chest armor, the rows of helmets, and they're almost indistinguishable from a Hot Toys. Now, this is going to be up to you if you want to do it or not. But the Interactech toys, the one that I got, shipping and taxes included, is around $15 each. I have 10 of them now. So basically, I paid $150 for 10 Stormtroopers that I'm just putting in the background, while this is $150. So all 10 of their interactive toys is equal to that one. If for some reason I were to change how I have these displayed, I will just go ahead and mess around with the actual Hot Toys Stormtrooper and leave um, the interactive toys as background Stormtroopers, because they're doing exactly what I need them to be, which is look menacing and look impressive as a row of Stormtroopers behind Darth Vader. So that's it. That's basically it. That's what I wanted to talk about, how to troop build your figures all the way up to the 1/6 scale. And yeah, I think it looks great as they are, and background pieces. $15. Um, I could never have done this with Hot Toys. I tried. As you can see, that's the only reason why I have Artillery Stormtroopers. I was planning on just taking out all those yellows and turning them into regular Stormtroopers, um, because they're $100. And $100 for a Hot Toys is freaking cheap. I tell you, these Stormtroopers, when they first came out, is over $220. The new Darth Vader from Star Wars is currently sitting at around $340. That's the 40th anniversary, and the one with from the Kenobi series. So yeah, I think for what I'm getting out of these interactive toys, which is basically background Stormtroopers, $15 is not a bad deal. So that's it. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys found it enjoyable. I'll see you guys again soon on my next video. Bye.